I want to talk to you today about something most people are too embarrassed, too afraid, or too proud to admit. If you don't control what's happening between your legs, you can't control your life. A lot of people won't tell you this. They'll sugarcoat your weaknesses. They'll pat you on the back and say it's okay to indulge every urge you have. But I'm here to tell you that if you can't control your sexual energy, it will control you. And that means it will decide where you go, how much you achieve, and ultimately who you become. Let me break this down. Every one of us has desires. Every one of us has impulses. And in this world, there's no shortage of temptations. People, images, messages telling you to let go, to give in, to chase fleeting pleasure. Because, hey, you deserve it, right? But the next thing you know, you're drained mentally and physically. Your focus is shattered. Your goals get left behind. You keep making excuses. Oh, I just needed a break, or it's just human nature. Before you know it, those short-term excuses have turned into long-term stagnation. I'm not speaking from some high horse. I've been in that cycle myself, worn out, sluggish, wondering where all my drive went, thinking, what's the point of all this? Why am I not making progress toward my goals? And for the longest time, I blamed everything except the real cause. I blamed my environment. I blamed my workload. I blamed other people. But the truth was, I couldn't control my own impulses. And here's what I learned. You cannot call yourself disciplined if you give in to every craving or every passing temptation. You cannot stand tall as a leader if you're letting your body dictate all your decisions. That's not leadership. That's enslavement to your impulses. And guess what? You will never reach your destiny. You will never become the person you're meant to be if you're constantly giving away your power in exchange for 10 seconds of weakness. Now, let's put some perspective on this. Your sexual energy, your desire, isn't something evil or dirty. It's natural. It's powerful. It's part of who we are. But you've got to realize that this energy is the same spark that fuels your creativity, your drive, your hunger to succeed, to push through adversity. When you waste it recklessly, when you treat it like an afterthought, you're basically throwing away the very force that can help you build a legacy. Most of us get confused because we think it's just sex or it's just a habit, but it's so much deeper than that. That energy is tied to your confidence. It's tied to your sense of self-worth. It's tied to your mental clarity, your focus, and your ability to set boundaries. Look around. You'll see men and women who have extraordinary talent, but they never achieve their potential. They're always getting distracted, always chasing pleasure, and always losing momentum. That's what happens when you give away your energy so easily. Let's face it, if your mind is telling you one thing, I want to build a business, I want to become financially secure, I want to be a leader in my community, but your body is telling you another, I need satisfaction right now. And you keep choosing your body's short-term cravings. How the hell are you going to get anywhere? You're on a path, but you're taking constant detours. In fact, you're not even on the main road. You're wandering around, lost, wondering why life isn't giving you what you want. Now, I'm not saying you should never be intimate. I'm not saying you should pretend you don't have desires. That's not the point. The point is intentionality. If you're operating on autopilot, scrolling endlessly, chasing meaningless hookups, or sacrificing your sleep, your health, and your clarity for shallow gratification, you are killing your future. You're trading your destiny for a temporary release. So how do you break free? How do you take control of your sexual energy and channel it into your life's mission? Acknowledge you have a problem. Look at yourself in the mirror. Be honest. Are you tired all the time? Are you unable to focus? Is your self-esteem dropping because you're constantly giving in to your urges? If yes, admit it. That's step one. No more sugarcoating. No more telling yourself. Everybody does it. If everybody's doing it, then be the one who breaks away from the pack and rises above the average. Find your why. Remember what you're here to do. If you don't have a clear purpose, you'll chase cheap thrills. You need a big mission, something so compelling, so important, you refuse to betray it for a moment of weakness. Ask yourself, what do I want my life to look like in 5 years, 10 years? How do I want to inspire my future children, my community? That vision has to fuel your discipline. Set non-negotiable boundaries. That means if you're going to bed at night, you're not scrolling through images and videos that suck out your willpower. You're not staying up late, texting random people when you should be resting. You establish rules. At this time, I'm off screens or I don't engage in activities that drain me mentally right before bed. Non-negotiable means you stick to it, even when you don't feel like it. Practice self-restraint daily. It's not enough to say, I'm going to stop for a while and then forget about it until temptation comes knocking at your door. You need daily discipline exercises. Whether that's a workout routine that pushes you to your edge or meditation that helps you control your mind, you've got to consistently flex that discipline muscle. It's just like training your body. You can't expect to do 50 pull-ups if you never practice. Channel that energy elsewhere. When you pull back from mindless indulgence, you're going to feel it. The restlessness, the urge, that's good. That's energy you can redirect into your work, your hustle, your projects, and your ambitions. The key is to realize that energy doesn't vanish. You're just transforming it. Suddenly, your ideas become sharper, your focus lasts longer, and your passion for your mission skyrockets. Surround yourself with accountability. Too many of us hang around people who encourage us to stay mediocre. Find someone, a mentor, a friend, who will call you out, who will check if you're sticking to your plan, who doesn't put up with excuses. Accountability can be the game changer when your willpower is shaky. Look, this might sound strict. It might sound extreme by today's standards, where everything is about instant gratification. But guess what? Extremely successful people live by extreme standards. They don't do what's easy. They do what's necessary. And if controlling your sexual energy is what's necessary to unlock your potential, then you have a choice. Keep handing over your power, or buckle down and do the hard work. I know some of you might think, well, I'm young. I'm supposed to enjoy myself. I'm not here to preach a life of misery. I'm here to tell you that real joy, real success, and real fulfillment come from conquering yourself. They come from harnessing your energy for a higher purpose. The greatest feeling in the world is knowing you're on track, that you're building something meaningful, that you're in control of your impulses, and that you're carving out your destiny day by day. You want to stand out in your career, master your impulses, because if you're the one who shows up focused, driven, and consistent, while everyone else is clouded by regrets, guilt, and fatigue, you will rise to the top faster than you ever thought possible. Employers, colleagues, and partners will notice that you're not swayed by every distraction. They'll see your presence, your clarity, and your leadership. You want to build wealth? Stop letting your energy leak away through bad habits. Start pouring it into skill building, networking, and creative solutions for the problems you see around you. A mind that's constantly preoccupied with indulgence isn't free to innovate. A body that's always drained isn't ready to hustle. Wealth demands discipline. Success demands sacrifice. You want to have healthy relationships? Focus on self-control. If you can't even say no to yourself behind closed doors, how will you say no to the wrong opportunities, the wrong people, or the wrong impulses that show up in your path? Strengthening that muscle means you get to create stronger, more authentic bonds with the right people in your life. People who respect your discipline, not those who encourage your weakness. And listen up, it's not about perfection. You might slip. You might have moments where you fail. But the difference between those who make it and those who don't is who gets back up. You can fall down 7 times, but you get up 8. Each time you learn. You figure out what triggered you. You set stricter boundaries. You remind yourself of what's at stake. Your career, your health, your mission, and ultimately, your self-respect. In the end, controlling your sexual energy isn't about being some uptight, emotionless robot. It's about prioritizing your future over your momentary urges. It's about pouring that energy into your vision instead of pouring it down the drain. Imagine how powerful, how focused you'd be if you kept that energy for your workouts, your relationships, your career goals, your higher calling. I'm telling you right now, The moment you decide to grab the reins of your own desire, that is the moment your life trajectory changes. You stand taller, you speak with more authority, and people start to feel your energy when you walk into a room. You're no longer driven by your basic impulses. You're driven by purpose, passion, and discipline. So ask yourself, are you ready to be that person? Are you ready to take the difficult road that leads to greatness? Or will you settle for the easy path that leads nowhere? This is your wake-up call. Stop blaming your circumstances, your genes, or the people around you. Stop handing out excuses. Start doing the inner work. Start building the fortress within that no desire or temptation can knock down. Because once you become that disciplined, once you fully harness your sexual energy, you become unstoppable. You become someone who's no longer enslaved by impulses, but someone who shapes their own reality. If you truly want to rise above the average, if you truly want to be the person who leads, who excels, who stands out among your peers, gain control over yourself. And I promise, everything else in your life, your finances, your relationships, your career, your health, will start to reflect that control. Success doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you decide that your future is worth more than cheap pleasure. So get out there, lock in, and do the work. Understand that every time you say no to an unproductive impulse, you're saying yes to a stronger, sharper, more resilient you. Embrace that grind, because it's the only way to become who you're meant to be. No one else can do this for you. No one else can flip that switch. It's on you to decide right now to stand up, face your impulses head on, and master the one person in this world you're always meant to master, yourself. Stay hard, stay focused, and go crush your goals.